7 years locked up, no money, no freedom, no opportunities. Fast forward to today, I built over $100 million in real estate. Most people think prison breaks you, but if you use it right, it can build you into something unstoppable. Here are 10 lessons I learned in prison that made me a millionaire. And if you apply them, they can change your life too. Lesson number 1, extreme ownership. In prison, the first thing you learn is that no one is coming to save you. If you don't take responsibility for your life, your choices, your future, then you stay stuck. That's the exact same mindset that took me from nothing to $100 million in real estate. You know, when I got locked up, I was sitting there all by myself. No mail was coming. You couldn't even get commissary, had to have money on your books. You know, I thought I was invincible until that time came where they actually took me to jail and I couldn't get out of jail. Then I received that 10-year prison sentence and there was no getting out. I was headed down to the penitentiary, Texas Department of Corrections, for 10 years. And man, when I got there, I was nervous, but I figured it out quick. Hey, nobody's coming to save me. It's up to me to get myself out of here, and I want to be wiser and smarter. So all I did was just focus on bettering myself, self-development, and learning business, because I knew I did not want to get back into that same path that I was on, selling drugs, acting stupid, doing things like that. So I just focused and stayed in my bunk, stayed to myself, and read and tried to learn as much as I could so that I would be successful when I did get out. So when I got out, I didn't wait for an opportunity. I went out and created one, and that's how you start winning. Lesson number 2, discipline over motivation. In prison, discipline isn't optional, it's survival. Every day, you wake up at the same time, you follow a strict routine, you control what you can. That discipline is the same discipline I execute every day in my business. No excuses. Remember, business is about systems, not feelings. Don't get all caught up and start building homes based on ego. You want to base it off the data and off of systems. Don't get in your feelings. Do what you're supposed to do every single day. Success is about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's consistent shit. You got to show up each and every day. I go to the gym, so I keep that excess fat off of me every single day. If I went to the gym once a month, that excess fat is going to grow and grow, and I wouldn't be able to keep it off of me, right? It's all about showing up and being consistent. That's how you reach success. Lesson number 3, your network equals your survival. In prison, who you surround yourself with determines everything. You either level up with the right people or get dragged down by the wrong ones. That same rule applies to making millions of dollars out here in the free world. I used to be in prison and just watch these people just connect with the gangs, or, you know, he would come in not as a gangbanger and then he would get recruited into the gangs, and the next thing you know, he's the new crash dummy for the gang members. He's doing all the stupid shit that you shouldn't be doing. And all that stupid shit leads you to a very, very difficult prison sentence. You get put in the shoe, you get more charges put against you because you're holding cell phones, you're taking drugs through, checkpoints, you're doing stuff that you're not supposed to do. And all that comes from hanging with the wrong circle. So after getting out, I didn't waste any time with people who weren't leveling up. I surrounded myself with winners, mentors, and only people who pushed me higher. If I noticed that you weren't being an entrepreneur, or you weren't trying to develop yourself and become better and better each and every day, I cut you off, or I didn't talk to you. I never called you back. But my life is up to me, and I don't care. I have to be in charge and control of who's around me, what I'm feeding into my brain, because your network is your network. Please watch your circle. That's how you get to the next level. Lesson number 4, pressure creates diamonds. Most people break under pressure. In prison, it teaches you how to thrive under it. Business is the exact same way. The bigger the pressure, the bigger the rewards. Bigger the risk, bigger the rewards. Big deals is big pressure, but also it's big paydays. If you can handle the stress, then you'll be able to handle that money. I'm still doing it right now, even when I started. I was fresh out of prison, flipping a house. I started with a $250,000 home. I had no clue about construction, no clue about anything, nothing to lose, but I borrowed the $250,000 to flip that home. That was a lot of pressure. I'm fresh out of prison. I don't want to do anything illegal. I also don't want to lose this money and now owe all this money. So it's a lot of pressure. But I embraced the challenge. I stepped up and was consistent in showing up each and every day, learning what I needed to learn. And luckily that deal paid off and I pocketed $53,000 into my pocket. But I didn't rest there. The next one, I did it again. And that was a new construction. And that was the first time I got into the $1 million loans. Now, that's a lot of pressure and that's a lot of stress. I was just sitting in a box for over 7 years. No money, no nothing. Commissary account like 60, 70 bucks. Now I'm signing on dotted lines with $1 million plus into debt that I owe these banks. Super stressful, but the rewards were I was making 6 figures on each one of those units I sold. There were 6 in total. I ended up making over $500,000 right there. Big deals, big pressure, big rewards. Let's keep going. Lesson number 5, adapt or die. Every day in prison is unpredictable. You either have to adapt or you get left behind. That same adaptability made me millions in real estate. Markets change, deals fall through. I remember my first one, my first new construction, the lender, I was about to go sign the documents. The lender said, I'm approved, verbal approval, verbal agreements. Even a term sheet was signed. But he found out I had just got out of prison a few months prior. And on that final hour, he called and said, hey, we can't loan to you because you're a convicted felon. And this is a hard money lender. So they don't even really check background. So I don't know why he did that. But look, markets change, deals fall through. Are you going to sit back and die? Or are you going to adapt and start working even harder? What I do, I was like, shit, I got to move. I got to find another lender. I got this deal. I'm not going to lose it. I got another lender on board. I actually paid 3 percentage points higher in interest rates, but I didn't even care because the numbers made sense. So I paid it, he loaned it, I got it done, and I made 6 figures on each one of those units. There were 6 units in total. Trying to tell you, it was over $500,000 I made on that deal. So you got to move fast. If you have to pivot fast, and that's how you win. Lesson number 6, time is your most valuable asset. In prison, time moves so slow. You're either wasting it or you're using it to get better. I treated my time like an investment, reading, learning, strategizing. That's why I came out and I was ready to execute. So stop wasting your time on distraction. I see so many people just over there gambling, playing dominoes. When I was in prison, they were just doing stupid stuff constantly, reading these, ghetto gangster books. I'm over there reading like real estate development books, so commercial real estate books, how to finance a loan, all kinds of business oriented books. Why the next man isn't? Well, recidivism rate of going back to prison after your release is 83%. So basically about 9 out of 10 people are going to go back. So I knew that statistic and I knew I did not want to be it. So that's why I got rid of all distractions like that. And I just constantly fed my brain the most valuable stuff I could. So invest your time in skills that are going to make you money. That's a very, very important key right there. Lesson number 7, patience plus long-term thinking. 7 years in a cell teaches you a lot of patience, and patience builds wealth. Most people chase quick money. That's why they stay broke. Real money is in long-term plays, real estate, assets, investments. The biggest wealth comes from long-term moves. Real estate development, a lot of people don't want to get into it because it could be 12 months. That's 12 months. That's 1 year. I did over 7 of those in a box. If I'm telling you that you could make 6 figures in 1 year if you just do a little bit of work to get it done, would you do it? Yes. The biggest wealth comes from long-term moves. When you're chasing that quick money, you also spend it very quickly because it comes quickly. And the big chunks don't come quick. You got to work for those big chunks. So focus on the big chunks, and that's how you're going to build real generational type of wealth. Lesson number 8, never show weakness. In prison, weakness is a liability. In business, it's the same. Confidence will certainly close deals. If you're weak in the penitentiary, you're going to get picked on. People are going to steal stuff from you. People are going to rape you, unfortunately. Shit goes down in prison when you walk in weak. So don't be weak. In business, if you're weak, people can sense that you're weak, right? They're going to negotiate harder. They're not going to let you negotiate very hard at all. They're going to take your business from you for pennies on the dollar. So people realize this. I'm always constantly negotiating with lot owners and sellers of land that I'm trying to buy so I can build up stuff. And if I notice they're weak, I'll put in a low offer and I'll say, hey, cash to close, 7 days, let's get it. And normally they take it. But with the strong ones, we go back and forth, back and forth. And really, I'll end up paying the price that's on the market because I'm going to make a lot of money because the spreads are so big in development anyway. So be strong and never show weakness. Lesson number 9, think big and move big. I didn't come out of prison thinking small. I came out with $1 million mindset. Most people limit themselves. The only difference between making $100K and $100 million is strategy and execution. Even when I first got into real estate, that $200,000 flip, I only got into it to learn. I didn't even care about the profit. I didn't even care about the 200,000. I knew that I just wanted to learn, and it was a stepping stone to building big homes for millions and millions of dollars each. And that is exactly what I did. I am constantly thinking big, and I'm moving big. I'm putting my actions where I'm thinking. If I would have just flipped that home and made the 50,000, and I was like, oh, this is good, and I flip another home, made 50,000, and I just stayed in that little realm of $200,000 to $300,000 flips, I wouldn't be here teaching you right now. And I wouldn't be probably right here up in the penthouse in Miami. So remember, think big, but you got to move big also. Lesson number 10, burn the past and build your future. Your old life can't follow you into your new one. I had to let go of my past identity to step into this new reality. If you want to build wealth, you need to let go of everything holding you back. I could not bring my past self into who I am now, meeting the people that I meet now. My network now wouldn't even have allowed that type of person. I was a knucklehead. I was out drinking and partying and driving drunk and acting stupid constantly, fighting for no reason, just being a menace to the world for no reason. I wasn't focused on making money and building wealth and teaching others and leading like I should have been. Nobody would want to lead from me back then. Hell, I wasn't even leading. I was just following and copying and doing, everything else from the people that were in my life, which were horrible people. So if you want to build wealth, burn your past, and let's build you a brand new future. 7 years in prison gave me these lessons, but you don't have to go through that to learn them. Apply these principles and you'll see your life change. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments what's one lesson that you're going to apply today. And if you're serious about executing at the highest level, check the description. I dropped some resources in there to help you on your journey. And if you feel like you're ready to get to the next level and make 6 to 7 figures through real estate development, then go ahead and click the first link below or DM me the word builder on Instagram and I'll help you out. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell because we're dropping new YouTubes every week and it'll notify you when we drop a new one.